we're here at Lucky 13 Saloon with Mr. Alex Haber.
How's it going?
Andy.
Hey.
Sarah.
Hello.
And the old fucking cheerful Frankie.
Hi.
We were just talking about gutting you.
Yeah, we were. We were just talking about bashing your fucking head in.
There's not much to gut and not much in my head.
No, it's not.
Sorry to disappoint
It'd
you.
be a quick bashing.
You'd make a great flute.
Yes. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know.
No.
Me neither.
Sounds gross.
It sounds gross.
Does that mean you want to blow him?
Yeah, blow him right in his butt.
That sounds like a prison reference.
Yeah.
It does, right? It's like,
That
yo,
sounds-
you're my flute, bitch.
That sounds like the most awkward pickup line. Like, I'm going to try that. When bars reopen, I'm going to try that as a pickup line. You would
I
make
would
a great
recommend
flute.
not
Yeah.
trying that.
Yo, you my flute girl? It sounds wrong.
All right, Frankie.
All
So
the
what's-
keys polished.
So, Alex, how you been, man? We haven't seen you in a while. Well, we actually saw you last weekend for the first time. Was it last weekend or 2 weeks ago?
I've been here the last 3 Saturdays.
Okay.
But
you're a lush.
before that, living in Manhattan, I haven't gone more than a 4-block radius when the lockdown was imposed.
Listen, I don't blame you. It was running fucking rampant in fucking Manhattan. And if you didn't have to leave your house, why leave your freaking house? You know?
I live in the middle of Manhattan, surrounded by 5 hospitals, so there was a lot of action.
And a lot of Kit Kats being eaten.
Did you have to fucking bring that up?
Yo, he sent me his. So, I mean, this is like, you know, in the heart of the pandemic. Me and Alex had talked a lot. We FaceTimed a couple times. So at one point, he's like, I'm like, yo, you eating all right? Whatever. Dude, he shows me his fucking supply of what he's eating and drinking. It was Kit Kats and Snapple.
Amazing.
That was it. That was
That
it.
works.
High school me loves that.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Kit Kats and Snapple. I think you had a little pasta, but that was about it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Were you like stirring the melted Kit Kats in with the pasta? Or?
well, that actually sounds good. But
No, it doesn't.
That's
Sounds
so cool.
comforting.
no, just I mean, first off, yeah, because I wasn't drinking during the whole lockdown. I went sober, I guess you could say, but to substitute one thrill of another, I was smoking a little bit more weed.
Nice.
And I'm the worst when it comes to the munchies after the weed. So instead of COVID, I was getting diabetes.
Nice. Good. You're young. You can get diabetes now. You'll bounce right back.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Well, now's not the best time to have it.
Yeah, no, I guess not. But what'd you do keeping busy during fucking
I painted so much. I was doing a lot of phone interviews. Like I was kept busy with that. And I got to say, interviewing a couple satanic black metal bands in the heart of a quarantine zone, sometimes when it was thundering out, is probably I mean, you want to say I'm a poser and call me Captain Hot Topic. I think I out-metaled everybody.
Alex, we know you're fucking good, man. We know you're not a poser.
But I interviewed a Tellock for Mayhem as it was like storming out in like the heart of the quarantine zone.
That's awesome.
And I was just like, this is pretty fucking metal.
So if you don't know Alex, which I'm sure most of you do, Alex runs Heavy New York, which he interviews. How many? I mean, you've been doing this, what, 3 or 4 years now?
Started in January of 2017.
Okay, so what is that? 2 years?
Over 3 years.
I'm just kidding. So 3 years you've been doing this, and you've interviewed how many fucking bands in that time? In 3 years?
Over 1,000 at this point.
That's amazing.
It's a lot of work, and I love doing it. It's humbling.
How'd you get the connections you got to get like, dude, you get some pretty fucking big bands like Soulfly, Max Cavalera, Mayhem, you said, like all these, Lamb of God, all these fucking bands. How are you getting these connections? You just working your magic?
Yeah, more or less. It started off with reaching out to interview one band, saying, hey, we're kind of on the up and coming side. I know things aren't, other outlets take priority, but like a lot of artists have, if you go on their Facebook pages, they have like their press contacts. Some of them you send emails to, sometimes you get a reply, sometimes you don't. I've gotten a lot of no thank yous, but then a lot of publicists were very nice enough and kind enough to at least give me a chance at doing it, and lo and behold, I've developed some great friendships and great relationships with people as a result of it.
Probably helped that you stopped sending pictures of your penis to everybody, too.
Yeah, I don't recommend that, especially if you're just starting out.
Yeah, some of them
Hey,
like it.
Jared, here's my penis. Can I talk to you?
Yeah, here's my flying whale.
Yeah, oh yeah, some of them are like, the kid's got balls.
Yeah,
Ding, ding.
in more ways than one.
Yeah.
But that's how you got to do it, starting small, you just keep pressing through and don't take no for an answer, and just, there's so many bands, I'm sure you'll get some bites, and then as time goes on, the other ones come back for more.
Yeah, it started off with like interviewing like bands that are more on the up and coming side, like up and coming outlet. You'll interview more up and coming, not as known bands. Some bands, they have to save all their press time for major outlets, which I totally understand. But as I kept doing it more and more, they were like, okay, we'll give you a chance. We'll let you interview this guy. He's been a long time client of mine, and so on and so forth. It's like one interview led to 2 more, and that led to 3 or 4 more, and so on and so forth.
Fucking ruled. And Alex helped us out a lot with our fucking GoFundMe also.
Yes, he did.
His dad contributed a nice chunk,
Thank you,
and
Alex.
he helped
Anytime.
us out with selling T-shirts and donated to Lucky 13's GoFundMe, which was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I saw my friend Jeff was wearing his Heavy New York
Yeah,
shirt
I saw
the
that on
other day.
Facebook yesterday.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I didn't even he didn't even message me about it. I just saw it on the news feed. I was just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
all taking pictures, I guess, with like his family or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was the first time I've actually ever seen somebody wearing one. We sold a couple of them, but that was the first time I saw somebody
Nice.
in the flesh in the
Nice.
shirt.
That's good. Thanks, Jeff, for repping it.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Good job, Jeff.
Yes. What else during the quarantine? So you're back to work now?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, work is kind of dead at this
You have
moment.
a job?
What's your job?
Yeah.
I work for a family business in the music industry. We have an office space in Brooklyn that I help with another guy. But this is the slowest time of the year for us. Even if there was no pandemic, this would always be the slowest time of the year. And because of this pandemic, it's like minutes turn to hours and hours turn to days.
Yeah.
You're recording studio?
Yeah, we sell stuff to other recording studios. So
Kind of like April.
April.
Hours turn to... No, never mind. The moment's lost.
He's saying April just flew by.
Yeah.
Did?
What?
What happened? Are we still in April?
Yo, this whole fucking summer
like
is
somebody
flying
be
by. Like this is all. It's gonna be fucking fall. It's gonna be fall before you know it. Like with this whole thing. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's gonna be Christmas and Halloween. I love who doesn't love
It's going to
Halloween?
be Christmas and Halloween?
It should be Jack Pumpkinhead.
Listen, I hope this is done by fucking
Nightmare
Halloween.
Before Christmas. Great movie.
Halloween's on a freaking Saturday this year.
Ooh, wow.
That's
I
going
didn't
to be
know that.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's gonna be at all, we'll see. I mean, who knows what the fuck's gonna happen?
Yeah,
this
I think 2020 at this point is just canceled.
It's done.
Like this year is even if
Done.
like I think even if the virus like magically disappeared tomorrow, like I doubt like anybody's spirits would be even lifted enough to.
No, I mean everybody's pretty much fucking beaten down. But I think if it was disappeared tomorrow, I mean people would. It would by the end of the summer. I think people would be.
Yeah.
That might be the shot in the arm everybody would need. Like, oh, it's gone. But
Yeah.
that's not going to happen. So.
It's not, unfortunately.
In my fucking neighborhood, everybody's acting like it's gone. I live on 27th and 3rd, so I'm surrounded by all like the frat boy sports bars or whatever. And the only difference between before and after and during the pandemic is you had people crowding inside the bar. Now you just have that same crowd, and they're outside
It's
the
like
bar.
Bourbon Street.
Yeah, it's
I
like
got the Stuytown jerk off
I-
too.
Is Bourbon Street? Well, I know I think New Orleans just opened up also at like 25% capacity. So compared to Lucky 13, we're doing all right.
you
been
guys,
here.
and I'm not saying this to kiss ass. When it comes to like the whole social distancing, like protocol, you guys have got it down to a T. Like
I think we're lucky. We're also lucky. We're on a fucking side block that everybody has room to spread out.
yeah, you're the only bar on this whole street,
Yeah,
right?
there's a brewery across. What's it? Wild East Brewery is?
Wild East,
Yeah, Wild East Brewery is across the street. They're very nice. Their beer is fucking very good. If you're in the neighborhood, you want to pick up a fucking 4-pack to go home. It's really good beer. But they're the only business. There's Littlefield across the street, but they haven't been open on this side. They have another side where they have like a little beer garden and stuff like that, which
Okay.
they've been open. But
But yeah, you guys seem to like have it down to a T. Like I and the bars in my area, it's like, and I understand. It's not like the bars have control of the sidewalk.
I have to say, it's fucking funny. Our crowd, if you haven't noticed this, we have half like, listen, come on, because a lot of us are like fucking music nerds and fucking horror movie nerds and whatever. And then you got your like biker guys and then whatever. It's such a mixed crowd. You get your biker guys who don't give a shit, and then you have your like the music horror nerd people. Like everybody's like being very cautious and
Super safe.
Horror
yes.
movie people have seen all this in all the movies they watch. So, like, I don't
So they know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. Stay safe.
We just
Yeah.
watched a movie yesterday where a guy was bleeding out his eyes. How that's
yeah.
Criminal Minds.
I think
Yeah.
if just to end 2020 with like the cherry on top and somebody drops a nuke, I think we'll be like the roaches who survive because we watch all these
Yeah, right.
apocalyptic movies and
Yeah.
you'll just see the whole city up in flames, but Lucky 13 will still be open for business.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like also I do think a lot of us were already exposed to it.
Oh, no denying. I was at NAMM, so I got really, really sick when so I was at NAMM show in January, and I always get sick after NAMM to the point where I even prepare for it. We call it NAMMthrax.
Yeah.
But I get home from Nam, and about like a week later, I feel like I was shivering so bad that I actually thought I was having a seizure.
So you haven't gotten why wouldn't you get an antibodies test?
Well, so I got sick in the beginning of February.
Right.
So this was before the whole COVID was a threat. I even actually asked at the urgent care, like, what are the odds? This is the coronavirus everybody's talking about. And we both like laughed because it was still kind of like a...
Because it was still new.
Yeah.
But you should get the antibodies test on you.
I'm getting...
free.
Yeah, it's free.
If I had antibodies from that sickness, odds are I probably lost them now because now they're saying that antibodies only last for 3 months.
Yeah.
Oh, are they saying that?
Yeah, so...
Yours are probably gone now. Andy.
Fuck.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
So...
Are you going to get tested again?
Yeah, I probably should.
I have to for work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to get done like every 2 weeks?
That would be ideal, yeah.
Yeah. Antibody and the COVID, like you got to get the whole
Probably
fucking...
just the COVID test
Okay.
for as long as I'm working every other 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
All right.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
I got mine done as soon as I got back from Florida. I got my fucking COVID test and my antibody test. Negative on everything again.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. It's,
You should get tested though, see if you have them.
Yeah.
They don't fucking know.
Yeah,
And listen,
I
Sara-
personally think I had it in February because it was like I had a whole day. I had like a 103 fever. I was shivering like no tomorrow. My throat felt like I swallowed broken glass.
You probably had it.
And then the next day, I felt fine. I was like at a 98.6 the next day. I felt fine enough to the point where I actually went to a show.
Wow.
And like,
and spread your fucking germs to
Yeah,
everybody else. So.
yeah, well, if I was aware of the
No, of
stealthiness,
course, nobody knew what the fuck was going on.
yeah, so,
All you can do is hang with Sarah. Sarah is completely immune to it. We found out.
yeah,
I was
I-
living with
immune to it.
Andy, and he was sick for like a week.
Yeah,
Nasty.
she's got nothing.
yeah, I envy, maybe you're the solution. You
Should.
need,
I should give my blood to everyone.
You should.
I'm
But
gonna
you
Drink
take some of your blood later.
and you should walk around with a Supergirl outfit on all the time
That's my king.
I'm trying to talk you into that for a while.
with a big fucking Corona shield. Fuck you, Corona.
yeah.
Nothing else you need.
The whole thing with the quarantine, it reminded me of that scene from The Breakfast Club where Johnny Bender just kept like insulting and like the principal's like, you just got another Saturday. You got another Saturday. Cuomo was like, you just got another week of quarantine. You want to keep going? I got all of 2020. There you go. That's another one right there. Well, you're violating social distancing. You got another one right there.
Listen, they just. I'm pretty sure they just stopped phase 3 from happening. Is that true? Have you
They're
heard-
considering it. I don't think the decision's
Yeah.
been made yet.
Well, I mean, Florida and Texas have been in such a bad way that they're doing the smart thing, looking at what's going on down there. Like, maybe it's not such a good idea to open everything up.
Yeah.
Well, Florida and Texas got hit, but also too they didn't get hit hard like New York. Like I was looking at all the cases, and yes, New York has the higher population, but New York got hit the hardest. Even LA, I know they closed down California pretty quickly, but California didn't even get hit as hard as New York. We're all congested together, so I feel like the people who got it. I mean, listen, I'm no fucking doctor, so I could be wrong. But
This is an official statement by Dr. Jeff.
exactly,
Dr. Blanchard.
Frankie was telling me this earlier, but I think like a lot of us who listen. I hung out with you. I didn't suck your dick, but hung out with you until the day before you got sick, and I don't know, man. Who the fuck knows what's going? Who the
Well,
fuck knows?
from what I understand is even though Florida and Texas and Arizona are hit incredibly hard, it's the death rate isn't as astronomical
really
as it
low.
was here in New York, and the majority of people getting it now are like people around my age who
Yeah, I
can
think-
fight it off easier.
There's also a lot of talk of people in Florida are actually hiding a lot of the numbers. They're not counting some like old people's deaths from COVID as being.
They stopped testing. We have no corona.
And if they're like, well, they're going to die as something else anyway, so we're not going to count.
Well,
that as a COVID death.
that's the part of the deaths that's confusing me. Are people actually dying of COVID or are they dying with COVID?
But you hear fucking different. You hear different things. Like, listen, we had one guy here, Gary, who works at the. I don't know if I should have said his name, but a friend of ours, one of our regulars, works at a nursing home, and he said that at first, like, some of them people had died and they weren't saying it was COVID, but when they signed the death certificate, they wrote COVID on it because then they got money for it. So who the fuck knows?
Yeah,
what
like
happened?
I think if like a person had COVID and they got hit by a truck and died from that, they'll still rule it as a
They'll rule it
COVID
as
death because he
COVID,
had
yeah.
COVID. Like,
Yeah.
which that's I mean I don't know why or whatever, but and that could be a conspiracy theory. So
It's like God
I don't
forbid,
know.
they had terminal cancer. Write down
Well, they-
COVID-19. Write down COVID-19.
Dying or not, I'll tell you again, as I've said this pretty much every time I've had it, you don't fucking want it.
No.
Yeah.
Whether or not you die from it or not, it sucks.
it doesn't feel like it's not just the flu as
no, it's something else.
yeah. It's
I don't want it. I
No.
fucking
I
wholeheartedly
don't want any
do
of you
not
guys to
want
get
it. But I don't want it.
If what I had in February turned out to be that, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemies.
Yeah, listen, I'm avoiding it at all costs. Like, even when I said when me and Diane went down to Florida, we were very fucking careful. We washed our hands all the time. We wore masks. There was no doorknob licking. We stayed away from that kind of shit. We
Oh, you got to lick a doorknob here and there.
the occasional.
Especially nowadays.
When in Florida, you gotta lick a doorknob.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a pastime.
Yeah, we stayed.
That was the best time to
I
lick
mean,
a doorknob.
I normally would, but now I figured, I don't want to fucking do that right now. So,
Yeah.
so we stayed away from that shit. But listen, you see how people weren't social distancing down there. They were. Some people did not give a fuck. We had a bartender that just handed us fruit with fucking no gloves. No, I did not drink that one. I was like, I took it outside and I hung on to it for a little while. No. Actually, I think I did. I just took the fruit out. I did.
You push the fruit off to the
Right,
side.
but he
And the
stuck.
alcohol kills the
But
germs.
he stuck it on the side of the glass. So then I just I got rid of the fruit. I
You,
did.
you just
I'm not
flicked
gonna-
it. You flicked it like a booger.
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste it.
It's like having like a plate with a little bit of shit on one side, but touching the side.
So after that, though, I decided not to get. I said no fruit
I've been
from now on.
places.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
What did he mix it with his fingers too?
No, he just fucking he just mixed the drink and he put the fruit on the side, and I was like,
Sprinkled a couple pubes on
no
top
fucking
for
gloves. I didn't squeeze that lime in my drink.
Did he cough in it? Sneeze in it?
Oh, Frank.
Thanks.
I would have said that, Frankie.
What I've heard is like if somebody sneezes now in public, like in an airport or something like that, it's like the equivalent of like screaming bomb.
Well,
like
listen, I was out front. What was that? I was out front the other day, and I started kind of I got a little tickle in my throat, and I started having a little coughing fit, and I was like, oh man, everybody's gonna be like freaked out. I had to like go to the side and
Yeah, every little thing. Like I sneezed really heavily because of my air conditioning in my apartment. I like woke up in like the middle of the night. I was like freezing, and I was just like, "Oh my god, do I have it?" I was like, "Oh no, my air conditioning's on too high."
Diane every morning wakes up. I think I got it. I think I totally got COVID.
Nope, you're just hungover.
Yeah, she doesn't get it.
Yeah, man, just imagine. I can only imagine how many doctors actually had to deal with that situation. It's like, "Oh my god, what did you do last night?" I drank like downed a whole bottle of Jack Daniels.
That must have lowered my immune system.
Yeah. Listen, I had one morning like that where I was like, oh my God, I totally have it. And I was
Well, the
fucking
day I ended
dying.
up having it, I thought it was just a hangover. I was the exact opposite. I'm like, it's just a hangover. It'll go away. And as the day progresses, it kept getting worse.
Yeah.
That's not how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely do not want it.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, anybody I know who've had it, yeah, no, not fun. Just a couple people I know who've had it who have had like minimal symptoms.
There's a lot of people who've had it and not felt any symptoms.
Yeah, one of my, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday who had it, who had, he couldn't smell or taste anything for 3 weeks. Besides that, he was totally fine.
And with how this city is, I would actually like it if I didn't have to smell anything for a period of
Yeah, the
time.
taste,
That's what the face masks are for.
yes.
Kind of like quarantine.
Are you kidding me? These face
Staying away
masks
from
suck
people?
because I sweat in them all day and then I put it on. Like that smell of sweat hits you like a. And
Better than garbage juice on the street, though.
Yeah. I'm not, I don't mind the face mask too much. I did get a pimple on my nose, which I was a little annoyed about. But besides that, I haven't gotten COVID. So I'm all right
to the
with it.
people who hate wearing the face mask because of how it smells, now you know how you feel when you don't brush your teeth before you leave the house
Yeah.
and we have to talk to you all
Brush
day.
your teeth.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only thing is it fogs up my glasses. That's it. I don't mind the mask. It's like I have to do this.
Oh.
When I go to the store,
What do you
so
got to
I
look
can't
at, though,
see.
Yeah.
Frankie?
We got to get Frankie a
What do you got to look at?
we got to get Frankie a tighter
When I go
mask.
shopping.
We got to get Frankie a tighter one so it
I
shuts him up
could give Frankie my
Ball gag
Hole
count
in
as a
mine.
mask?
I'm making a hole in mine.
So before I got all my surgical masks because they were hard to get for a period of time, I actually had to use a bondage mask that I had that had like a nose that was like
Ooh, the doggy one?
yeah something like that.
Sexy.
Yeah, something like what you would see in Slipknot, and
You
it's
like being walked around on a leash?
it's actually the ultimate. No, I had it. No, I had it for when I was in art school. Yeah, but
he was experimenting.
yeah. But it's actually the ultimate social distancing mask. It has a long nose, so if you could touch the nose, that means you're too close. It has a zipper over the mouth, so if you want to take a drink, and it's actually the
Cute
ultimate.
mask.
Yeah, but now bands are like making their own masks. I got myself an Arch Spire mask. Some
I heard a
awesome.
band called Slipknot's making masks.
Yeah.
Where's you guys face mask? I love you guys face masks. You're not rocking your.
She's got that. I just got a boring one today.
Oh, you're not rocking your face
Nah,
mask.
that one was too small. Like it was.
I ordered
So
a new
good.
one for myself where
right.
I resized the actual
I
photo
see-
of my face.
I see
Oh,
bands
yeah?
like putting like their logos on masks to make a little extra money since they can't
Yeah.
tour. That's actually like not a bad thing. I think.
Cheaper than a T-shirt.
Yeah, masks. Before you know it, we're gonna look back at this, and masks are just gonna be the fashion trend.
They are.
Well, it's gonna be. We always kind of looked at fucking Chinese people walking around with masks on. Hey, you fucking freak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now we're like, now
It's
we're.
not very nice, Jeff.
No, come on! Like, listen, when we were on a crowded train, there was one Chinese person with a mask on. I was like, oh, look, he's so paranoid.
In Japan, it's very common for people, if they have a cold, to just wear a regular mask normally. So, like, in America, we'd look at Japanese people and say, oh, look how weird they are.
They're
But-
afraid of us.
but
now they're being nice.
Look
But
at
they're
look at the
actually-
Japanese had fucking no issues with this shit. They had very minimal cases.
Yeah.
They're very clean and a lot of them wear masks and they
Yeah.
Laughing at us.
Like in those countries, like I went to school where it was like 40% Korean, and like a lot, and the majority of them I would see when they would leave the dorms or leave class, they would wear a mask going into the city, and
New York's gross.
yeah,
Yes.
well, that is true. Like New York is just a giant heap of
It's a
STDs.
cesspool.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I live in the Brooklyn Chinatown area, and still, I'm really proud of it over there because everybody's wearing a damn mask.
Yeah.
Everybody is
90% of people
Can't
wear
say the
masks.
same for my
You
area.
go up to Borough Park, just a couple blocks up, and nobody's wearing a goddamn mask.
Yeah.
You go down to the 4th Avenue and like the other part of Sunset Park, and it's like that's a Mexican area, and it's about half and half, a little more than normal.
Now, recently, what I've seen is I told you my area sucks with the whole thing. But now, like, I see people without masks. And one time, there was one moment on Saturday, it just started downpouring rain. Like, and there was people seriously just sitting outside. There was no awning over them, just getting downpoured on, and they just didn't give a shit. They were just still sitting there carrying on with their discussion. I was like, you don't
great.
get COVID, you're gonna get
Yeah,
pneumonia.
because it was still 90 degrees out. It was fucking beautiful.
And they got a free refill.
Have you guys? Has anybody gone out to dinner or anything yet?
I still do
Outside?
takeout. I'm
We
not.
went to the Crab Shack in Red Hook.
That's right, we did.
Oh, nice.
That
And
was
we went to
nice.
IKEA first, which was a fucking nightmare.
That was terrible.
You went to IKEA?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it just opened up there. Our fridge pooped out, so our landlord made a deal. If we go find a fridge, she'll pay for it.
Oh, I got to do that today too. My fucking fridge. I got
you
to
need
call
at
my
least an
landlord.
hour.
PC Richards will deliver.
That's I'm going to go to PC Richards.
Sometimes we sell refrigerators that are shaped like a Marshall amplifier.
Oh yeah, I like those. Those are
By the
cool.
way, so our apartment had you get a smaller fridge in there, so it was like 61 inches tall or something like that.
Yeah, it's the
And
smallest
That
size.
size was sold out everywhere.
Really?
Because people were buying fridges, secondary fridges, to hoard food for the quarantine. Just like toilet paper.
And since it's
No,
a smaller size
bastards.
one, people are like, well, it'll be fine. They able to
Bastards.
justify
Oh,
it.
that's fucked. Because I need a smaller size refrigerator.
It was impossible for us to find one. Home Depot was sold
When did you
out.
get it?
Lowe's was sold out.
This past weekend.
So we looked everywhere. We went to IKEA, and they had it, but they wouldn't deliver. And we need delivery because we're not strong
Well, they
enough.
did take our shitty one out, too.
We need
Right,
to
right,
haul it away.
Oh, I would've came and
finally-
helped.
Oh, that's so sweet. But PC Richards finally saved the day. But everything else was sold out because of all the assholes who were buying secondary fridges, filling it with
Yeah,
whatever
most
the
of these
fuck.
places
Where'd you
don't-
go to the PC Richards over here?
It's
Online.
just online.
Oh, just online. All right, I'm gonna have to do.
What are they
I'm gonna
filling their
have to do
fridges up with? Toilet
Oh, I
paper?
was just gonna say that toilet paper.
right.
Beer and
Same
meat.
mine.
People
Smelled like
were
whole
hoarding
toilet
meat and
paper.
everything. Yeah.
It sucks because I just went
They
shopping. And a
probably
whole bunch
threw
of my
most of that shit away.
a whole bunch of my food just went bad because my refrigerator's dying.
Yeah.
My freezer is working overtime. Like it's all it's like it's getting all frosted inside,
Yeah.
but the refrigerator's dying. So I got to call my landlord
But we
today.
ended up getting a new couch, so we needed that.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been predominantly doing takeout. Like, there's cheap enough restaurants, and I kind of wanted to help support businesses if I could during
And
this
you're a
time.
lazy douche.
Yeah.
That also plays a role in
Beats
it.
Kit Kats.
Yeah,
Anything
Kit Kats
better
are
than
good.
Kit Kats.
Kit Kats are good, but I down a bag of them every night.
I've been out to eat
Don't
twice.
put candy corn.
How are you so
I'll tell you.
skinny?
How am I? I mean, because I'm 26.
Yeah,
It's
he's
gonna.
young. He's young.
I
He's young.
remember.
If I was a celebrity, and continuing the path I'm on now, I'd only have one more year left to live.
Yeah.
Perfect.
If you were a talented celebrity,
Yeah, yeah.
a really talented.
I'm sure
celebrity.
untalented ones have died at 27.
No, they
We
just
didn't know about
drag
it.
on and make movies with Billy Baldwin.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
How'd he go? He OD'd on.
I've been out to dinner.
Kit Kats.
I've been out to dinner twice at the same restaurant down the street from my house, right down the street. One of my favorite Italian places. They're just really fucking good. And it's the first day they opened. I saw the tables go out, and me and Diana sick of fucking doing dishes, so we're like, yo, let's go out to dinner. So we went out to dinner, and then the other day we went out to a late lunch. So it's been good.
Yeah, I need, like, because being under isolation, being that I need to be around people, it's like something that it's practically a medical thing. Like, I need to be around people that, like, so just going out, like, in my building, I'm the biggest introvert. Like, people in my building think I'm either a serial killer or an undercover cop. Like,
both.
Yeah, might be a little both.
Yeah, and but like nowadays,
especially with that fucking mask, definitely serial killer, not cop. I bet you it's serial killer.
Oh, you saw what that mask looked like.
It's definitely a serial killer.
Yeah, but like now, if I'm like in the elevator with somebody, or like if somebody is like in the lobby or something like that, I'm just like, hey, how's it going? They're like, wow, I've always wondered what your voice sounded like.
Guess who got one of those second fridges? This guy for his fucking people meat.
Oh, you're hoarding people meat.
Yeah.
Listen, man, if this shit is getting worse, you got to do whatever.
You're not sharing with us, you bastard.
Yeah, got to come over to Manhattan one day.
Yeah, get some of that fucking protein.
Play some video games. That's the other thing I've been doing. I gave myself arthritis. I got a Nintendo Switch and been playing video games quite a lot.
Jeff has been playing, right?
Yeah, well, I was playing Army of Two. So we played the second. There's three of them. We played the first one. The second one was really good. We finished the second one. I ordered the third one. Super excited, and they kind of changed the game. Like right? Like all they needed to do was update the graphics, do a fucking different storyline. It would have been awesome. But now the control's different. Like fuck you. Like I don't know.
Have you seen how much Call of Duty drastically changed?
No. Well, I haven't played Call of Duty anymore. Well, last one I played was the Black Ops one.
Okay.
That was the last one I played.
Okay. I mean, now I remember back in my day. I remember all the hype was
Back
just
in your day, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Back in my day, I remember when Call of Duty was becoming a thing, and like it was all just World War II based games, different missions and stuff. Now the missions are like in Modern Warfare and stuff are just like insane. Like this would never happen.
What do you mean? Are you kidding me? They fucking, who's in charge of making those movies? I'm sure those games, the military, like because they're
trying to recruit.
Actually,
trying to recruit.
I was having a discussion at a bar with a veteran one time, and he said when he was in basic training, the drill sergeant was like, "This ain't no Call of Duty. Put down your controllers. You're picking up some real guns, you pussies."
Yeah, but. They make what's great about that fucking Call of Duty, you shoot somebody and his leg pops off like it's, you know what I mean? Like
it depends what game system you got it for. I had Call of Duty for the Wii, and because for Nintendo, they're always catering towards children. Yeah, they lit up on the blood and everything like that. But for the Xbox,
Sarah has a relevant visual aid that applies to you two.
So I put a lot of stocks into video games and virtual reality.
Oh, you
around
fucking
this time,
smarty pants!
And it really it went down with everything in March, but then it escalated like 300% for stocks.
Oh, yeah,
So if people want to go into stocks, getting virtual reality shit, like for example,
virtual reality.
The financial portion.
Yes, the financial portion of the Lucky 13
ETF
podcast.
Managers, NetDragon, Websoft Holdings, IGG Incorporated. I don't know what those are, but
virtual reality could ultimately hurt a lot of other industries. Like if they make virtual reality concerts or virtual reality strip clubs.
You can't beat fucking live shit. I'm working on my portfolio now also. I just started during this whole pandemic stuff.
Me too. It's a good time.
It is a good time, but I'm fucking losing money now. Like all the money I put in.
Okay.
Like it is. Like I invested
You're not putting it in, you're not expecting it for the big return right now.
No, I'm not.
Later, so
I'm
relax.
not. I'm not. And I invested in some airlines which I know are low, and they're gonna fluctuate. They're going even lower now.
Andy told me to get JetBlue because you told me to get JetBlue.
Yes.
And it's gone down.
It's gone way down.
But
I have JetBlue also.
Now is a good time to buy JetBlue because it's going to come back.
Eventually.
Probably 2021 airlines will come back.
Hey, everybody buy JetBlue.
Yeah, well, but I also know a friend of mine who works for JetBlue who's getting laid off. Yeah, that's why JetBlue stock is. We're boring people with this JetBlue shit, but JetBlue's going down now. I think because they heard about the layoffs and all this kind of shit. So, who the fuck knows? Frankie, what's your portfolio look like?
Wow.
It's just a box of pizza rolls.
Yeah.
And
I was trying to think of something, but Andy
it's
beat me to it.
depreciating every day.
No,
his net worth is one cat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cats are great. I saw a female cat. No, cats, they're going to be the next species to evolve. Humans, we're
No,
done.
they're too
No,
stubborn
we're
to
done. This is
evolve.
our
Yeah,
last,
they are.
This is our last century. Humans, we had a good run.
My cat's too lazy to evolve.
I heard octopus are evolving.
That's
I
right.
heard
That
too.
is true. Octopus are
A lot of
evolving.
scientists are saying that's supposed to be the next dominant species on the planet.
They're coming.
Oh, that's
Was that
like the
scientist
Kraken.
an octopus?
Are we gonna get a Kraken?
Yeah.
Octavius.
Hey, Frankie, what you should do? You should give me another beer.
I don't think they're gonna
No,
stop.
why don't you?
You should have all of
Don't
a
you?
beer right into my fist.
I don't think they're gonna start walking
What are you,
around.
wheelies?
I don't think they're gonna
So
stop
wheel your
walking
ass and
around.
get some beer.
Yeah.
No.
Octopuses are tough though. Like they could squeeze out of a very tight woven net.
They're incredibly intelligent.
Did you watch that video? The
Oh,
octopus
strength.
that let himself out of the jar.
Yeah.
They put him in the
Oh, you
jar, and
seen
then he
that?
let himself out of the jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frankie, go get fucking Andy a beer.
Some
Fuck
can
you.
go out of
Sorry,
water.
excuse my language.
for
Tell
minutes.
Alex about
You're
the
welcome,
octopus. He would like get out of the tank at night and slither.
Yeah,
along
apparently
other tanks.
there's an octopus called the Seth Rogen in its name is Seth in Canada, and they it's named after Seth Rogen because the same town that Seth Rogen lives in, where he's from. So apparently this octopus is so smart it can get himself out of his own tank.
And it smokes a ton of weed.
Yeah, but it can crawl into other tanks and eat the other fishes.
That's-
So they had to put a special lock on it.
That's impressive. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't want to fuck with them. They could. Those tentacles are.
They taste yummy too.
Oh man, I
kinda feel
love.
bad they're so
I'm-
smart. They're
that's
delicious.
one thing I haven't eaten.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yes,
eaten.
oh, sorry.
I haven't eaten seafood since this whole thing happened because restaurants are kind of hurting right now, and seafood, if it's not prepared well, is the worst thing you could possibly consume.
Yeah, I like to think though the people who are there are probably a little bored, so they're not going to half.
They're not gonna fuck up shit up unless you gotta go to quality places. You're not going to fucking
Yeah.
Dr. Chen's Chinese. Fucking
There's one
scallops.
guy who used to live in my building who died of COVID, but like he would eat sushi from like 7-Eleven.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
No.
words of wisdom from my mom about that. You're better off eating your own shit. At least it's fresh.
Whoa! Mama's got some harsh words.
Yeah.
German.
So speaking of Seth Rogen, we watched This Is the End, which I had seen.
Oh, yes, that's
but
a good
Sarah
movie.
had never seen that.
Good movie.
That's
I
good.
liked it.
She,
A+.
one of the few movies I think that you've enjoyed is almost as much as me.
Yeah. No, that's
Oh.
fabulous.
I watched a pretty good movie last night called Becky. Andy, I think you would enjoy this.
Okay.
Have
Becky.
you Becky?
Thank you, Frankie.
It is Kevin James, Paul Blart, fucking mall cop.
Paul Blart.
Paul Blart has a fucking swastika on the back of his head. He plays a fucking bad guy. He plays a Nazi. And it's like,
Interesting.
he plays a pretty good fucking bad guy. And it's like it's kind of a
He's getting sick of his buddy Adam Sandler getting all the Oscar noms, so he's like, I'm going to play a Nazi.
listen, it's not a fucking award-winning movie. There's definitely some holes in the story, but the concept is really good, and there is some fucking brutal kill scenes, like really brutal. It's a fucked up version of Home Alone, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fucked up
But with
version of Home Alone.
Yes, with Nazis.
Instead of Joe Pesci.
It's real. There was some really like wow moments. You got to watch this movie. I loved
I'll
it.
check it
I
out.
loved it.
Joe Pesci. I watched My Cousin Vinny recently again. I love Joe Pesci. That guy is a fucking character.
Yeah, Joe Pesci's good.
Yeah. Collect $200 or get my ass
Did
kicked.
you know he had a rap?
Yes,
There's
yeah,
a
yeah.
Joe Pesci
He had-
who actually raps.
He had a rap. He had a Christmas album.
Yeah.
Like, really bad. What was that place?
It's a very special Pesci Christmas.
yeah. What was
From
that
the
place?
90s?
Late 90s. Yeah, late 90s. Because my friend was working at the Hit Factory in Manhattan. Remember the Hit Factory? I'm sure you remember the Hit Factory.
Yeah, my dad's best friend owns it. Or,
Yeah, yeah.
his family owns it.
Yeah, it's not around. Is it around still?
No,
or-
no, no.
Yeah.
It's Germano Studios is
right.
kind of like meant to do that.
Yeah, so they a friend of mine was an intern there. He was going to school for music stuff, and a friend was an intern there while Joe Pesci was working on his Christmas album. So fucking yeah, keep an eye out for that.
Amazing.
The 90s were a good time
That
for Joe
fucking
Pesci.
treat. Yeah, they were.
I'll hit up my dad's friend and ask him about that because
Oh,
he
yeah.
definitely oversaw that.
Oh, yeah,
if
yeah,
that's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah,
Maybe you can interview Joe Pesci.
yeah,
maybe we'll
Maybe he'll
see.
do a metal album.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Look, Joe
Christopher
Pesci.
Lee.
Joe Pesci. Here's my first question: collect $200 or get your ass kicked? What do you prefer?
That's harsh. You know what I have been listening to the Sopranos podcast. That's been keeping me busy. Also,
Yeah.
they like they're doing a podcast for each episode. Some people find it boring, but I think it's fucking entertaining.
Joe Rogan is always my go-to podcast.
Yeah, Joe Rogan is good.
What's
also.
his latest conspiracy theory?
Well, he had a professor of biology. I mean, that guy has a new conspiracy theory every day,
Yeah.
and it's getting on my nerves sometimes.
Joe
But
Rogan is kind of his wanting to be liked by every one of his guests starts getting to me. It's like he just can't really call people out on their bullshit sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I do give him credit because he has everybody from different viewpoints going on. So, like, I give him that. He's not biased, but, like, some of his conspiracy theories and some of the people who he's had on his podcast, I just make me want to do all the violence.
So what's the craziest one?
They have no.
Well, he had
Frankie, are you a Joe Rogan podcast person?
I'm talking to Alex, who has listened to.
All he does is nod. I'm sorry to cut you off, Sarah.
It's okay.
He's not even paying attention. Just All he does is nod.
Have you listened to his podcast?
That guy talks a lot.
My nephew had Spectrum, and there's a talk show.
Yeah.
And wackadoos, man. I listen to George Norrie coast to coast every night. He has more credible guests on. You know.
Look, I agree. Don't believe everything you read. Don't believe everything you see on the news. But also, the same can be said. Don't believe everything you get from a tinfoil hat and a bag of rotten mushrooms
either.
Thank
you, Alex. Thank you.
Like both are not always as reliable.
I can't listen to a lot of the ones I listen to. Guests that I am interested in listening to, like he just had the two guys from The Sopranos were on there. He had Maynard. One of the Maynard from Tool was on there
numerous times.
That was so boring. Maynard is so boring though.
He's such an asshole.
Oh, he's so boring. I can't even get. I want to try and get through it, and I can't. I'm like, oh my god.
Well, he's very monotone. He's just
very
like
monotone.
with the making.
I
of
went
this
to a
album.
wine tasting with his caduceus wine at the Alex Gray place.
Yeah.
Up in,
Oh God, I still need to see that. The Chapel of Sacred
The
Marys.
chapel, yeah,
That's like my
Cosm.
bucket list thing that I need to see.
I saw Maynard James Keenan there do a question and answer about his autobiography, and then do a wine tasting with caduceus wine. We were all allowed one glass of wine, no more than that, and then we all sat, surrounding him in a semicircle, asking him questions, but they had pre-asked questions that we were allowed to ask, and he wouldn't even answer them. He was like
Here are the questions you're allowed to ask.
He's like, actually, Alex Gray, I have a cold right now, so I don't know if I can actually stay too long and answer too many questions. So I really want to, but I don't know if I can. And then people asked him like political questions and personal questions, and he would say, I really don't want to answer that right now. So
Yeah,
we
well,
just
that
move
I
on.
don't blame him for doing, because I've always, as somebody who interviews artists, it's so annoying when like they ask, who are you voting for this election, or what do you have to say about your former bandmate? Like, just talk about the fucking art. That's why they're getting interviewed.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what any of their political stances are. Sometimes it's annoying when you hear their political stance.
I agree with all that. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what are you working on now? What's
Yeah,
your new
I love
project?
you. I love your art, but please don't.
Yeah, I mean that's
know.
just always what whenever I would watch an interview with an artist, like I would always want to know like what they're feeling when they create something. What is their goal? What is the meaning behind this? Not like, who takes the nastiest shit on the tour bus?
See, I'd rather hear that than what fucking.
On the flip side, there's a band like Rage Against the Machine where people are like saying, well, I'm not listening to that band anymore because they're speaking out against this. And it's like, have you listened to any of their songs?
They always have been
They've
since
always
the
been
start.
that way.
They've
That's
always
been-
been that.
Yeah, like I mean, there's quite a couple of bands where they are vocally open. They say we're a political band. If you don't like political music, that's fine. We're not gonna stop it. Like a band has a right to sing and express themselves in any way they want, and you have the right to not listen to it if it's something you disagree with. Like I interviewed a Refused, who's a very political band,
Yeah.
and they like said, when you go to a Refused show, I'm known to preach between songs. This is what we do. We've done this since day one. If you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to listen to our music. But if you're coming to our show and telling us to shut up and play, why did you buy a Refused ticket? This is part of the.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Change your dial.
Yeah.
You know?
The weirdest band that preached between songs was Dee Snider.
Oh, yeah?
I was like at Hellfest back in 2016, and I was like, I'm gonna go see Dee Snider. This is gonna be fun. And he was preaching political shit, and I was like, I had no idea Dee Snider.
That actually comes from
had
something,
any
though.
opinions?
When the PMRC was a thing,
Yeah.
he was one of him and Frank Zappa and
John Denver.
John Denver.
Oh, no
were
shit.
all showed up for Congress and actually spoke out for the music industry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there's actually history with that.
You witnessed Rage Against
He
the
was
Machine's famous protests against the PMRC, right?
Yes,
Where they went on stage naked and
in Waterloo, New Jersey.
that
they
was the
came out.
best protest
Yeah,
ever.
It was fucking annoying. Well, it was fucking annoying, and I
Wait, who was it?
Rage.
Against the Machine. They played Waterloo, New Jersey, 1993, and they came out with tape over their mouths with PMRC on their chest. And they didn't play. They stood in front of the stage. Listen, I was lucky. I would have just caught the end of their set anyway. We just walked in, and they were fucking standing there, and everybody's screaming, and then they walked off. That's what I caught.
Way to
And
rile up the fans.
Yeah, well, and apparently they stood out there for a while. I don't know how long it was because
it was however long the duration of their set was. It was supposed to be a short set.
Like an hour.
Yeah, it was. Now it was. They were.
They were only. I think every band on that stage was only playing like 2 or 3 songs. It was like a short.
And the headliners at that tour, I think, was Primus and Alice in Chains. So they got big. They got large slots, but everybody else, they're probably half-hour sets. So they probably. I don't know exactly how long because I missed it. But that was the first time I saw Tool actually though. On the side stage, that was their last show on the side stage.
Wow, 93, huh? So
yeah,
Lane Staley
1993.
was still alive.
Yeah, Lane Staley was still alive.
Fun fact: Tom Morello's mom was Adam Jones of Tool's teacher.
Like music teacher?
Just homeroom teacher or something like that. They went to high school together. Just a little,
That's cute.
yeah, a little information on there.
Yeah, that was a cool show though, man. Like that was, and who was it? Babes in Toyland, I think, played on that one also.
My brother used to date the guitar player from Dave Babes in Toyland.
Oh yeah, I remember it was really
Small
funny.
family.
Absolutely.
One of my friends was so Tool was just coming out, and I remember Maynard was kind of walking, like we were standing by the fence, and Maynard was kind of walking around back there. You could see him, and one of the chicks from Babes in Toyland was like in front of him, and he's yelling. He's like, "Hey, hey, hey!" And fucking the girl from Babes in Toyland turns around like, "Oh my god, he's talking to me!" And goes running over. He's like, "Can you get Maynard right over there, like right behind you?" And she just like fucking sneered at him and walked away.
My
Damn.
brother told us, so he was dating her when Babes in Toyland first started. So it was like 6, 7 people at a show in a club in
In the
Minneapolis.
80s?
Yeah, like mid 80s, like so before they were anything. And he said it was just fucking miserable because it was a new band and she hadn't found her singing voice yet,
Right.
and the songs were just like basically 3-chord punk rock, just terrible. And he kept like looking at the stage like, if I leave, she'll know. So he had to stay.
That's how every band girlfriend feels.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
That's why I always say, if you don't want to come to our show, you're more than welcome to.
yeah, I'm getting them all fucking self-conscious there, Sarah.
Hey,
Oh, sorry.
how dare you?
I stayed beginning
No,
to end.
when you're younger, you guys are good though. When you're younger and like the band stinks, then it's
And yeah, I like Babes in Toyland, but I can imagine
yeah.
Boily Babes in
No,
Toyland.
no band. If you watch some of the greatest bands ever and watch some of their early shows, some of them sound like Triceratops testicles.
Yeah,
So
they're testing it out.
That
They're
sounds
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Alex.
testing the waters.
Yeah.
testing the waters. I see what you did there.
Worst show you've been to? What's the worst show you've been
Oh,
to?
I can't mention names.
Sure
'cause
you can. Come on, somebody that just had an off night. You can say they had an off night.
I don't know. If the show's really that bad, I normally drink enough to the point where I forget about it. So I
It starts sounding good.
Yeah.
What about you, Andy?
It might sound good.
Specifically, I saw a band called TVBC, which was one of the best bands I ever saw. And the opener was a band called Straight Jacket Bazooka. And actually, I got called out on this on Facebook. So I mentioned this, and someone from the band actually saw me say that this was the worst show I ever saw. And he was like saying, they were awesome! And it turns out he was in the band. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
One fan.
they were so bad. And this was, again, this would have been really early 90s. And so technology hadn't caught up to maybe it was an off night.
Yeah.
But what they were a two-piece band. One guy had like a scary mask and a mic, and he was supposed to like be intimidating, like basically repetition. And another guy programming stuff into a thing. But that thing took 5 minutes between songs to work. So it was the intimidating guy like trying to still be intimidating on stage just by himself, and it wasn't working. And then when something would finally happen, it was so anticlimactic. It was just
Even the story was anticlimactic.
I will say
in the nice Midwest, they were getting booed off the stage. They kept saying, "You keep booing, we're going to keep playing."
I could
ooh,
talk some
that's
shit.
a good rebuttal though. Being like, hey,
Finally, they were like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I could talk some shit about a Brooklyn band if you guys want to know
I love it.
someone
Go ahead.
that was recent. They've broken up by now, so I think it's allowed. I don't know if you've heard of Embrace Agony.
Yeah, I know them.
They played here once. They've played in Long Island a couple
You're gonna get my ass
times.
kicked."
Yo, they were,
Yeah.
but they tried. But I would go to their shows because I liked the people and I would try to support But rest in peace, Embrace Agony.
Yeah, they had a bad show. They were around for a while. I can't remember them, but I remember they were around.
Is that the one I got the CD of, and I think the cover's really funny?
The cover is like naked chicks who are
Yeah.
like really awkward looking.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna have naked chicks, at least pick a nice picture of naked chicks, not like an awkward picture of naked chicks.
I have to say, I haven't seen anything that fucking horrible. I mean, I guess here I've seen some smaller bands.
I've seen so much.
We've seen some smaller bands and stuff here, that are not good, but whatever. High caliber bands, though. I never saw anybody like fuck up like too bad or anything.
I had to say, the one time I saw ISIS, I was not terribly impressed, although I really liked their album output.
Really?
The one time I saw them, I think it was an off night, or I just wasn't in the mood for
They're
it.
kind of a mood band. You
Yeah.
got to be in the mood for it, and I'm
I
sure
wasn't.
they need to be in the mood to play
Same
what they're
thing
playing.
with, goddamn, Yob. I saw Yob, and
Okay.
I was
God,
just
they
like,
put on a phenomenal. I had to leave their show early because
I could see if I was in the right mood, I probably would have liked it. But the time I saw them, I was like,
their show was so amazing when I saw them, but I did have to leave early because it was actually getting so emotional for me that
Wow.
I actually couldn't handle
Just
it.
break down and cry, bro. That's
Just let
metal.
it go, man. Let it go.
I'm not even kidding because
not, though.
their
It's
last
not.
album. I don't know if you know the story about their last album, but it was like about a near-death experience their singer had, where if he showed up at the hospital like an hour later, he probably would have been dead. And it started off with him not feeling too good, so it was like, crap, I really feel bad. Maybe I should go to the doctor. And the doctor was like, go to the hospital now. And if
Is
you,
that interview on heavy.com?
or it's not on my website, no. But it's like if you read about the album,
Heavy
it's-
New York.
yeah,
Heavy
yeah.
New York. Sorry.
If you read about the album, it's it's known. But like when they played that song live, and you just see how that guitar player and singer who was an inch away from death and just expressing his guts, it was at Le Poussin Rouge in
that's
Lower
the
East-
show I saw.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I was there, and it was.
You must not have been in the mood, Andy,
I
because
don't
he
think I was
loved it.
Who was the opener? There was an opener that
There
I
was
really
a
liked.
Bell Witch that was really good, and Heavy Temple.
Yeah, Heavy
Heavy
Temple
Tem-
was really good.
Heavy Temple's really good. They played here once, and I remember I tried getting them on another show here, but I don't know.
They were really good. I saw them a couple times. I think they were based in Philly or
Yeah,
something like
I
that.
think so.
Yeah, they were really good. Bell Witch is also really good. Who opened up? Their last album was just a one song that was an hour and a half long, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, best album cover too. Whoever did that artwork.
No, listen, I would totally see Yob again. I'd give him, because I like listening to him. I just,
Yeah.
that show just didn't do it.
Sometimes that kind of music. I saw Ohm live, and like fucking snooze fest. I was like, oh my god! Like I love Ohm. It's good, like trancey, like chill out. But like listen, give me a lounge chair and a fucking beer, all right. But like that to stand there and watch it, it was not for me.
It depends on the setting that you're seeing a band in too.
That was it. What was that Polish place over in Williamsburg?
Warsaw.
Warsaw.
No, it's not there anymore.
Brooklyn Bazaar.
No,
But not Brooklyn Bazaar.
Is it
No.
another Polish
no.
place?
There was-
The Polish place, whatever.
you remember it was like upstairs.
Let's not spend 20 minutes of the podcast trying to figure out the name of
Yeah, because it was a fucking really cool place. Whatever. It was a Polish dance club that's not there anymore.
How about flip side? How about a band that you didn't think you would like live that surprised you?
Marilyn Manson.
Oh God, yeah.
When I fucking
always.
it was not what year was it? It had to be 1990, whatever year that Antichrist Superstar album came out. My girlfriend at the time loved Marilyn Manson, wanted to go to the show. And, at the time, I'm like, fucking Marilyn Manson. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. He blew me the fuck away. I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit. It was back when that he had the podium, and he went up on the podium, and he has the whole fucking crowd going.
True
It was-
entertainer.
yes, very much. I was blown away. I was like, wow.
Same with Rob Zombie. I'm like,
Not
Rob
a fan.
Zombie's overplayed, sick of it, blah blah blah.
I saw Rob
Whenever
Zombie
I
in
see
Kentucky
them,
last year. It
yo,
was amazing.
blows your mind.
Not a-
right?
He was on my plane home.
No.
Yeah.
He's from Haverhill, Massachusetts.
Yes, he is.
But,
he lived in Park Slope for a while.
Aye, with his girlfriend.
When he's from
Yes.
Massachusetts, how come every one of his characters has a southern accent?
He loves the South.
Yeah, because his brother's band,
Power Man 5000.
Power Man 5000, they
It was
were
really
big.
fun to listen to.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
But Rob Zombie, I liked White Zombie when they came out. I was young. Rob Zombie is as cheesy as his movies.
You should listen to
they're
him on
just-
Joe Rogan's
If you go to a
podcast.
if you go to a Rob Zombie show, you will be surprised
I've
at
been.
how many words you know for each song.
I know a lot
how
of the
pumped you will be.
I saw.
You will like it.
I actually saw last time I saw Slipknot, Marilyn Manson, and Rob Zombie. I saw that show.
How did it go?
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was
You
okay.
liked
I
it.
didn't
It's
love
okay.
it. It's a little cheesy. It's a little cheesy.
Let the cheese flow through.
Yeah.
Going back to what Andy said though about bands that we didn't think we liked, for me it was, and now this band is one of my favorites, and that's The Devil Wears Prada. I saw them. It was Killswitch Engage headlining with the singer of All That Remains filling in. They're calling it Phil Switch Engage. Then Devil Wears Prada was in the middle, and Dark Tranquillity opened up. So you had a melodic death metal band from Gothenburg, metalcore
Gothenburg?
Yeah.
That better be metal. You're coming from Gothenburg.
Yeah.
Or
And
at least sad.
Yeah.
then you had like this like Warped Tour like metalcore scene kid like band, and at that time I was just like, what the fuck is this shit? I heard like one song and I was like, all right, that's when I'll take a leak during their set. I saw them, they blew the fucking place apart. I went and bought their shirt, all their albums immediately. It
Nice.
was
I can't say I would ever walk around with a Marilyn Manson shirt on, but I am still. I do enjoy it.
I saw the Marilyn
what-
Manson show that he got injured at in Hammerstein. I was there.
Oh yeah, twisted his ankle.
No. The whole fucking display fell on his foot.
Yeah.
Like I heard it. Like you were almost able to hear his like legs snap.
Oh gosh.
I went to Psycho Las Vegas a number of years ago when it was the Swans and Neurosis and Corrosion of Conformity.
And who did you like that you didn't like?
Murder City Devils blew everybody off the fucking
Murder City
stage.
Devils are good,
They're awesome.
And I liked them.
but they were great.
And they, again, I mean, the Swans, one of my favorite fucking live shows ever. The Melvins, one of my favorite live
Yeah.
bands. Neurosis, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And I walked away going, I gotta buy more fucking Murder City Devils stuff.
Yeah. They're good bands.
Absolutely blew my mind.
That's why you always go, like, every time somebody is like, oh, I'm only going to see this band, I'm like, no, go
Always see
see
the opener.
Yeah, I always got to see the
And
opener.
I never understood that. Why would
you were
just
at the
be going
King
to-
Diamond show at King's Theater.
King Diamond was at
No.
that thing. And Murder City Devils blew King Diamond off the fucking
Yeah,
stage.
no. Were you that?
Yeah,
that was at the King's Theater. Is that where it was?
Yeah, King Diamond at King's Theater.
No, this was at the Psycho Los Angeles.
Oh. No, I was bummed I missed that show. I was actually in New Orleans.
the opening band.
Well,
for
Puerto
them.
Rico. I was in Puerto
The
Rico.
opening band, Idle Hands, that was opening for them, and they were supposed to be on the Decibel tour with Mayhem. That was the best opening act I've ever seen in my entire life. Idle Hands is absolutely fucking amazing.
Ooh, another fun
What
question.
about
Who
you,
would-
Sarah? Band you seen that you didn't think you were gonna like and they blew you away?
Well, the Rob Zombie thing, like I always liked White Zombie, and then when I saw Rob Zombie, I was like, I guess I'll watch. And I knew all the words. I got up and dancing. I felt a little stupid, but then I felt amazing because you're in a crowd and everyone's loving it, and it was awesome. It was really a good time.
Nice.
Andy had another
Oh,
question.
yeah. So how about an opener that blew the headliner off the stage?
Idle Hands, opening
I mean-
for yeah.
Another one.
Who did we see on New Year's Eve?
I did Jesus Lizard.
We saw
You like
Jesus
like that
Lizard,
opening band.
and the opening band for
Proto-
Jesus
Proto-Martyr.
Lizard, Proto
Martyr.
Proto Martyr.
Okay.
Opened for Jesus Lizard on New Year's Eve. Really liked them. Older band.
I liked them too. They didn't blow Jesus Lizard off the stage though.
That's a hard one for me. I know Lollapalooza 1992 Ministry blew everybody off the stage, and it was Red Hot Chili Peppers were headlining it, and they were still good, but Ministry just fucking crushed it.
Ministry at that stage, they were kind of unstoppable.
Yeah, they were.
Ministry always puts on a phenomenal show, though.
Yeah.
Al Jurgensen's a phenomenal performer.
Yeah, he is. Hey, he's gotten better. He had a moment. He had a moment when that I forget what album it was came out. The one with George Bush on the cover or whatever. He had a moment where he looked like a big fat housewife for a little while with dreadlocks. And I remember
Oh, we went to see them at
Irving Plaza.
I saw you saw them at BB King's at one time too.
Okay, yeah, no, that was all right. They played at Irving Plaza. It was supposed to be their last tour.
So was the one at BB King's.
Yeah, well, they've had a couple of those, but they had a cage in front of the fucking stage, and I remember Al Jorgensen just kind of leaning on the cage, just like, "Oh, you fucking." And he's lost a lot of weight, and I know he's healthier now than he
Yeah,
was.
he
but
killed it at the Slayer farewell show at Madison
Yeah, I
Square
was
Garden.
bummed I missed that.
He played all old shit. Like no, the only two albums he performed was stuff off of. He performed 2 songs off Land of Rape and Honey, 4 songs off of Psalm 59, and like 4 songs off of Mine Is a Terrible Thing to Taste. That was it.
I did see Pantera open up for Suicidal Tendencies years ago too, and that was
Wow.
Pantera pretty much like I loved Suicidal at the time.
Was Exodus
I
on
thought
that tour
Suicidal
too?
blew the Misfits off the stage in New Jersey a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Misfits reunion show.
I thought Suicidal was just hands down the best band that night.
Yeah.
I saw Suicidal Tendencies recently. I saw them twice. I saw them open up. It was Megadeth, them, Children of Bodom, and Havoc.
All right.
They were cool. Wasn't too into it, but then I saw them again at Louder Than Life in Kentucky last year. I mean, first off, it was like 107 degrees that day, and they just blew the fucking place apart. Like,
I
that
haven't
was
seen
insane.
Suicidal. They were one of my favorite bands years ago. I haven't seen them in years.
I miss festivals.
Yeah, I was supposed
Do
to
you?
be at like 7
I
of them.
don't. I don't miss them. I like fucking. I like seeing like 3 bands now. I'm getting fucking old. I'm,
Get like a sweet tent with an inflatable mattress, and then
Yeah.
you're good to go.
Yeah,
Sounds like
Fucking-
fun for an afternoon.
No,
Yeah.
3 days,
No.
4 days.
I like
love
the
it.
Psycho Las Vegas. We had our
And
own
the
hotel
food at those
room, and
festivals
I
are
can kinda
amazing.
Come and go as I want.
Do you see the lineup for Psycho Las Vegas 2021? It
looks pretty good.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah,
There's some good bands
Emperor's
there.
on it.
Yeah.
Weed Eater was also right up there on that Psycho Las Vegas.
Weed Eater is a good
My
fucking
God,
band.
they're good.
I just saw Weed Eater recently before all this shit hit the fan. They
Yeah?
played it
Oh, you
elsewhere.
haven't seen shit recently.
What?
You did. That was John. Did Johnny DJ that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Weed Eater, Atomic Bitchwax, who was fucking so much fun
Yeah.
to watch as well.
I like that venue.
Yeah, elsewhere is cool. They just reopened now their rooftop bar.
Oh,
so,
nice.
So you could visit there, support your
Nice.
venues.
like to do
But
Yeah, I like that place.
yeah, Johnny was DJing. But yeah, I saw Weed Eater play at that show, and it was hell of a lot of fun.
Nice. I saw Power Trip over there
With High on Fire?
with High on Fire. Yeah, and it was too crowded. It was so packed.
Yeah, I saw Power Trip there twice. They played at the venue twice. One time where they headlined, and then the other with the High on Fire gig.
Right.
The first time they played elsewhere, it was so fucking violent.
All right, we got to start wrapping shit up. I got somewhere to go.
This was
and
great.
It was great. It was fun. We're always happy to have you, Sarah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Next week, I think we got Kevin Scandato again. He wants to come in with that guy James again, talk about the situation of things.
That
what the
guy
fuck's going
James.
on.
I remember that guy James.
That guy James Ryder. Talk about what's going on.
Frankie,
he's-
got anything to say?
Yeah, if I got anything else to say.
Say.
This Saturday, we're going to be doing a fucking 4th of July barbecue. We're
Sarah
gonna
got it.
we're gonna have food, and
Are you making those dick-shaped corn dogs
I'm
again?
not going to do a dick tape. I still have the dick dog machine.
I love the Dick Dog Machine.
I still have the dick dog machine. You know, maybe I'll see how fucking enthusiastic I'm feeling. Maybe I'll do
You know what?
some
Leave it
dick
in the
dogs.
comments.
Yeah.
Dick Dog Machine.
Yeah.
Ooh, we might
Yeah.
we might have a band name right
Yeah, dick
now.
dog machine.
Thumbs up for Dick Dog Machine.
Yeah, just
Dick Dog Machine rules.
Dick dog machine.
Thumbs down for
I've
Frankie Dick Machine.
I've heard worse band names before.
Dick dog machine and the Rolling Rocks.
Yeah. I mean, that actually sounds good. It's better than this band I heard that calls himself "We Butter the Bread with Butter."
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah,
You're kidding
there's some
me.
bad band names.
Yeah, there's some
Say that 5 times fast.
"We Butter the Bread with Butter."
Yeah.
There was a band in St. Paul called Rumpled Foreskin, which was a great band name. I never saw them.
Pretty good.
The Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum is
No one
not an
probably
easy
saw
name.
them again.
Not
No.
an easy name to remember. It's not the best name in the world, but it is.
But they are exactly.
It is not the best band name. It's kind of a horrible band name, but it's awesome at the same time. If you
Yeah.
don't, do you know Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum or no?
No.
Ooh.
Am I just proving that I'm only 26 now, or
No, they're weird. They're weird.
From about 10 years ago.
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was learning how to drive.
One of the best shows I ever been to. That one.
Yeah, and I missed that one because I just didn't feel like going out that night.
Oh yes, I forgot you weren't there. I remember Larry was there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can watch it on YouTube.
Nope, not the same. Not the same. You know that.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Alex, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, it's great to be on.
Everybody, check out Heavy New York. Check it out, Andy. Thanks,
Yeah,
Sarah.
absolutely.
Always good having you, Frankie.
Everybody
Frankie,
wear your masks.
Frankie, we're gonna get you some news in the next couple of weeks. We're gonna get some good news going.
But it's
All the
not
times
political
like
to not wear a mask,
Hulu,
by the way.
Or on Netflix.
What?
It's not political to wear a mask. Just wear your fucking mask and quit bitching about
Yeah,
it.
so let's
yeah.
stay.
If fucking Slipknot,
Thank you.
if
Thank
Slipknot
you.
could fucking play with 9 people on stage for 2.5 hours at Louisville, Kentucky, at 107-degree weather, you could wear it for 20 minutes while you fucking go food shopping.
No,
Agreed.
really, that you're right.
And we're all
That
wearing
makes sense.
masks, and the fact that you guys aren't wearing, some of you are wearing masks, means I have to keep wearing masks. I don't want to wear a mask.
I don't want to either.
Yeah, and some of
Wear
you
the
should wear
fucking thing,
masks
we can-
even
don't
if there
have to.
was no pandemic. Just saying.
Frankie's got his mask on right now. He looks gorgeous.
I mean, it's a pain, but it's the new norm.
That's
Sorry.
what. Thanks for the
you know?
last. Thanks for the last words, Frankie. We'll talk to you next week.
Next
Later.
week. Peace out.